It's cold again in London. It was sort of warming up and now we're having a cold snap again and it's not fair. That's why British people always talk about the weather, because it's fascinating. It's ever changing. When it turns really cold like this, people want to know, how can I make my living as a full-time busker when it's so cold outside? Here is a busker's guide to staying warm from head to toe. First things first, headwear. In all my pictures, my promo shots, my album shots, so much of my image is headwear, either like a flowery headband in the summer or a woolly hat in the winter. That is not me making a statement or trying to be fashionable. It's purely practical. In the summer, I wear a flowery headband like that because even though it's nice weather, it's windy and my hair gets blown everywhere in my face, so I put the headband on to keep my hair in place. And in the winter, I wear a woolly hat because it's warm and that's what I need because I'm outside busking all the time. And that's kind of weirdly become like my brand, like headwear and Doc Martens. The next busker hack for staying warm in the winter is thermals. Whatever outfit that I'm wearing, I also wear another layer underneath it. So my granny bought me a load of thermal tops from Marks and Spencer's. This is one of them, okay. And it's actually sparkly, I don't know if you can see, but anyway, it's just like a long sleeve top, but it's like actually thermal material. I don't know any science, but it said it was thermal, and I always find that when I wear it, I like sort of overheat. I have about 6 of these tops. I usually wear one of these, and then like a t-shirt of some sort, and then a jumper, and then a coat. So that's a 4-layer thing. And then a lot of you also notice that I like to wear skirts, and it would make sense to wear trousers when it's cold. Why am I wearing a skirt? The thing is about dressing warm is you can feel a bit like it's a bit stiff sometimes if you've got lots of layers on, like almost like you're walking in mud because you've got so many layers. So I feel more comfortable in a skirt with lots of pairs of tights on because they're thin, but when they're layered up, they keep the warm in. I sometimes wear jeans though, and I will wear a pair of tights under my jeans, and then I also have a pair of long johns. I usually wear 2 pairs of socks. For Christmas, from my friend Robin, I got this really, really thick pair of socks called like heat thermal socks, and they are amazing. They're like 4 tog and they are so warm. I think these socks are for like when you go hiking in the mountains or something, but they work just great for busking. They're perfect. And then obviously thick shoes. I have a coat and a scarf always. Next thing is gloves, and that's the thing that I think that people are always asking me about, because it's like, yeah, sure, you can keep warm, you can have a coat and a hat and a scarf and everything on, but what about your hands? Because you need your hands to play guitar, so how can you do it? Busker hack for you. This is a pair of gloves. This is embarrassing actually. They're not a matching pair of gloves. I'm aware of that, so it makes me look like I'm a really weird person. Over time, I've lost their partners, so I don't know where they went, but that has made the perfect pair of busking gloves by this odd combination of gloves that don't actually match. On this hand, I'm playing chords. I need all of these fingers to be free because otherwise, if I have a glove on them, the strings would be muted. So fingerless gloves is kind of the way forward, but you don't use your thumb, so you may as well keep him warm. The other thing that I've realised over the years from having fingerless gloves is that on this hand, unless you're picking the strings, you don't actually need these fingers. The only fingers that you really need are to hold a plectrum, like that. But the rest of my fingers didn't need to be in the cold. So I invented a busker glove. What you will need is an old pair of gloves, and you just cut these fingers, but you keep these ones the same. So then you can hold a plectrum, but your fingers will still be warm. It makes so much sense, but I look mental right now. One more thing that's really, really good are little hand warmers that you can click. This is shaped like a dog. It has a little like metal thing in it. Again, science, I don't know. But for some reason, when it clicks, it reacts with the liquid that's in there and it turns the liquid really warm. There we go. And then it like kind of spreads like that. And that is now really warm. So there we go, spreading across the dog. And then you just warm your hands up. And then the last thing that I do that makes sense to me is I check the weather, and if it really looks like it's too cold, I just don't go. My limit is usually 5 degrees or under, or generally if it's 15 miles per hour wind or more, then I will seriously consider not going. It plays a big part in how cold it feels is how windy it is. I mean, the wind, it just brings such a chill in the air. I try to just be sensible and stay as warm as I possibly can, but sometimes that is not possible, so I just have to grin and bear it. So I hope you're all keeping really warm this week. It's gonna be super cold in London. It's supposed to snow. Look after yourselves and have a really lovely week. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to Germany next week, and I've heard it's gonna be cold there. I won't be doing very much busking, I don't think, because it will be really cold, but I am gigging in Berlin, Hanover, Frankfurt, Marburg, Eschwege and Freising. So if you can make it to any of those shows, please do. Thanks, bye, tschüss.